ladies and gentlemen. Today we're here to talk about a universal experience, being alone. Many of us instinctively fear solitude, associating it with loneliness or inadequacy. But let me suggest a different perspective. Being alone isn't a curse, it's an opportunity. When we're alone, we stand face to face with ourselves. No distractions, no one to lean on, just us and the raw truth of who we are. And though this can be uncomfortable, it's precisely in this discomfort that growth begins. Solitude gives us the chance to reflect, to ask, who am I when no one's watching? To navigate being alone effectively, the first step is to create a routine. Structure brings order to the chaos of an unoccupied mind. Plan your days with purpose, even if it's as simple as waking up at the same time, setting goals, and dedicating time to learning, exercise, or creative work. But it doesn't stop there. Use this time to confront your inner dialogue. Listen to the thoughts you've been suppressing. Yes, some will be painful, but facing them rather than avoiding them builds strength. It allows you to take ownership of your life instead of running from it. And while you're at it, pursue meaningful goals. What's something you've always wanted to do? Write a book, learn a new skill, build something with your hands. When you channel your energy into these pursuits, solitude transforms into a fertile ground for creation and achievement. Equally important is cultivating a relationship with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Hold yourself to a standard, yes, but not in a way that tears you down. Respect your needs, honor your boundaries, and take care of your body and mind. And here's the real secret: being alone isn't about isolating yourself permanently. It's about building resilience so your self-worth isn't tied to the presence or absence of others. You learn to stand strong on your own, and paradoxically, this is what prepares you for connection. Solitude allows you to grow into someone others are drawn to, not out of desperation, but out of mutual respect and shared values. Being alone isn't easy, but it is necessary. It's a crucible, forging you into a stronger, more authentic version of yourself. So embrace it. Don't fear the silence, listen to it. Don't run from yourself, meet yourself. Because when you master solitude, you unlock the potential to live not just with others, but with purpose, with passion, and most importantly, with peace. Being alone is often misunderstood as a purely negative experience, something to be avoided or feared. However, solitude holds within it a unique power, a transformative opportunity that, if embraced, can lead to profound self-discovery and growth. To be alone is not to be abandoned or unloved. It is to step into a space where you are free to explore the depths of your mind, the contours of your emotions, and the essence of your identity. It's in solitude that you begin to understand who you are, away from the noise of societal expectations, relationships, and distractions. This process, though challenging, is an essential part of becoming a well-rounded and resilient individual. When you're alone, there's no one to validate you, no one to guide your thoughts, and no one to blame for your feelings. At first, this can feel unsettling, even overwhelming. We are so accustomed to external input that the silence of being alone can seem deafening. But that silence is where clarity resides. Solitude creates a space for reflection, for examining your past decisions, your current habits, and the person you aspire to become. It allows you to pause and ask yourself the questions that often get buried under the busyness of life. What truly matters to me? What kind of life do I want to build? Am I living in alignment with my values? These moments of introspection are gifts, though they may not feel like it initially. In solitude, you have the opportunity to take ownership of your life. You learn to stop outsourcing your happiness or sense of purpose to others. It's a time to build a stronger foundation within yourself, a process that requires honesty and courage. You might confront parts of yourself you've ignored, your fears, your insecurities, your mistakes, but these confrontations are not punishments. They're pathways to understanding and ultimately to healing. When you stop running from yourself and start listening, you gain the ability to navigate life with greater confidence and clarity. Being alone also offers the rare chance to reconnect with your innate creativity and curiosity. In the absence of external distractions, your mind is free to wander, to imagine, and to create. This is when new ideas surface, when forgotten passions are reignited, and when untapped potential begins to emerge. Whether it's writing, painting, building, or simply thinking deeply about a topic that fascinates you, solitude can be a catalyst for personal breakthroughs. It's not about achieving perfection, but about exploring what you're capable of when you're not trying to meet anyone else's expectations. The freedom of solitude can also teach you to value your own company. This isn't about isolating yourself from others permanently, but about learning to enjoy and even cherish the time you spend with yourself. When you become comfortable in your own presence, you cultivate a kind of independence that is both empowering and liberating. You realize that while relationships enrich your life, they don't define it. Solitude then becomes not a burden, but a gift, a space where you can grow, create, and truly understand yourself. A routine might seem like a mundane or overly simplistic solution to the challenge of being alone, but it is, in fact, one of the most powerful tools you can use to navigate solitude effectively. When you're alone, days can blur together, and time can feel overwhelming. Without structure, it's easy to fall into aimlessness, where you drift from one distraction to another, feeling as though the hours slip away without purpose. A routine counters this. It introduces order to the chaos of unoccupied time and anchors you in a sense of stability and control. It's not just about filling your days, but about creating a rhythm that supports your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. At the core of any routine is intentionality. When you design your day with purpose, you transform what could feel like an empty stretch of time into a canvas of opportunity. Start with the basics, establish a consistent wake-up time. This may seem trivial, but waking up at the same time each day sends a powerful signal to your mind and body that you are committed to showing up for yourself. From there, set aside specific blocks of time for activities that align with your values and goals. These could include exercise, reading, journaling, or working on a skill or project that excites you. Routine is also a form of self-discipline, and discipline, contrary to how it's often perceived, is not restrictive, it's liberating. When you commit to a routine, you're choosing to invest in yourself. You're saying, my time matters, and so do I. It's through the consistent practice of small, seemingly ordinary actions that you create momentum. For example, dedicating 30 minutes a day to learning something new may not seem transformative in the moment, but over time, it can lead to mastery. The key is consistency. Your routine doesn't need to be rigid or overly ambitious, it just needs to be reliable. Moreover, having a routine helps to counteract feelings of isolation or purposelessness. When you know what you're going to do each day, you reduce the mental energy spent on decision-making, freeing up space for creativity and focus. This predictability creates a sense of safety, especially during periods of emotional vulnerability. It provides structure when the world around you feels uncertain and reminds you that you are capable of creating stability for yourself. Importantly, a routine should also include time for self-care and rest. Being alone is not about constantly striving or filling every moment with productivity. It's about balance. Take time to nourish your body with healthy meals, get outside for fresh air, and prioritize sleep. Solitude gives you the rare chance to listen to what your mind and body truly need without external distractions pulling you in different directions. Use this time wisely to build habits that support your long-term well-being. In the end, a routine is more than just a schedule, it's a way to assert control over your life. It's a way to demonstrate to yourself that your time matters, even if no one else is watching. Through the discipline of routine, you build a foundation of resilience and purpose that will serve you not just during periods of solitude, but throughout your entire life. Facing your inner dialogue is one of the most challenging yet rewarding aspects of being alone. In solitude, the noise of the outside world fades away, leaving you to confront the thoughts and emotions that often get drowned out by the distractions of daily life. This is not an easy process. Many of us spend our lives avoiding these internal conversations, whether through endless social interactions, work, or distractions like scrolling through our phones or watching television. But being alone provides a rare opportunity to truly listen to yourself, to dive into the depths of your mind, and to make sense of the stories you tell yourself. The first step to facing your inner dialogue is to recognize its presence. Often we are so caught up in our mental chatter that we don't even realize it's there, influencing our mood, decisions, and self-perception. Solitude shines a light on this internal world, forcing you to acknowledge what's happening inside your mind. This can be unsettling at first, because you might uncover fears, insecurities, or unresolved emotions that you've been suppressing. However, this confrontation is a necessary part of growth. You can't change what you refuse to acknowledge. Once you become aware of your inner dialogue, the next step is to approach it with curiosity rather than judgment. It's easy to criticize yourself for having negative thoughts or emotions, but judgment only reinforces feelings of inadequacy. Instead, try to observe your thoughts as if you were an impartial outsider. Ask yourself questions: why am I feeling this way? Where is this thought coming from? Is it based on reality, or is it a story I've created in my mind? This process of inquiry helps you separate yourself from your thoughts, recognizing that they are not facts but interpretations. Journaling can be a powerful tool during this process. Writing down your thoughts and feelings allows you to externalize them, making them easier to analyze and understand. It's a way of having a conversation with yourself, of sorting through the noise to uncover the deeper truths beneath. Over time, you may notice patterns in your thinking, certain beliefs or assumptions that repeatedly shape how you perceive yourself and the world. These patterns are worth examining because they often reveal the core of your inner struggles. Facing your inner dialogue also means confronting uncomfortable emotions. Loneliness, sadness, anger, or regret may arise when you're alone. Rather than trying to suppress or escape these feelings, allow yourself to sit with them. Emotions are not permanent, they are waves that rise and fall. By acknowledging and feeling them fully, you give yourself permission to process and release them, rather than letting them fester beneath the surface. This practice of engaging with your inner dialogue is not about achieving a state of constant positivity or eliminating all negative thoughts. It's about cultivating self-awareness and self-compassion. It's about learning to live with yourself, flaws and all, and developing the emotional resilience to navigate life's challenges. Over time, as you become more comfortable with your inner world, you'll find that solitude is not something to fear, but a space where you can grow, heal, and deepen your understanding of who you are. Pursuing meaningful goals is one of the most effective ways to navigate periods of solitude and transform the experience into something fulfilling and deeply rewarding. When you find yourself alone, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling aimless or disconnected from the world around you. But solitude offers a unique opportunity to focus entirely on what truly matters to you, free from external pressures or distractions. It is during this time that you can clarify your values, identify your passions, and channel your energy toward goals that give your life purpose and direction. The first step in this process is identifying what is genuinely meaningful to you. This requires introspection and honesty. Often we pursue goals that are shaped by societal expectations or the influence of others rather than our own intrinsic desires. Solitude gives you the space to ask yourself critical questions. What do I care about deeply? What excites or inspires me? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? These questions can help you uncover the goals that resonate with your true self, rather than the version of yourself you think you should be. Once you've identified your goals, it's important to break them down into actionable steps. A meaningful goal can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially if it's ambitious or long-term. For instance, writing a book, starting a business, or mastering a skill may seem daunting at first. But by dividing the larger goal into smaller, manageable tasks, you create a clear path forward. Each step, no matter how small, is progress. And in solitude, you have the time and mental clarity to focus on these steps without the distractions of external obligations. The pursuit of meaningful goals also provides structure and purpose to your days. When you're working towards something that excites you, solitude no longer feels like a void to be filled, but a fertile ground for growth and creation. You wake up with a sense of intention, knowing that your efforts are contributing to something greater. This sense of purpose is a powerful antidote to feelings of loneliness or stagnation. It reminds you that your life has value and that you are capable of shaping your own destiny. Moreover, meaningful goals often require you to develop new skills or strengthen existing ones. This process of learning and growth is inherently rewarding. It builds your confidence, resilience, and sense of self-efficacy. As you progress toward your goals, you'll encounter challenges and setbacks, but these experiences are opportunities to grow stronger and more resourceful. Each obstacle you overcome reinforces your belief in your own abilities, creating a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. Pursuing meaningful goals also allows you to create something that contributes to the world around you, even if you're currently alone. Whether it's a piece of art, a solution to a problem, or a new perspective, your efforts have the potential to impact others in meaningful ways. This sense of contribution can be deeply fulfilling, reminding you that your solitude is not a barrier to connection but a space for cultivating your unique gifts and sharing them with the world. Through this process, solitude becomes a powerful ally rather than an enemy. It becomes the space where you can dream, plan, and act on the things that matter most to you. By dedicating your time and energy to meaningful goals, you not only enrich your own life but prepare yourself to re-engage with the world as a stronger, more purposeful individual. When you're alone, one of the most transformative things you can do is cultivate skills and hobbies. These are not just activities to pass the time, they are tools for self-discovery, creativity, and growth. Solitude offers a unique opportunity to explore your interests without the pressure of judgment or competition. It's a chance to turn loneliness into productivity and create something meaningful out of your time. Developing skills or engaging in hobbies helps you build a sense of purpose and mastery, transforming isolation into an empowering journey of self-expression and accomplishment. One of the benefits of solitude is the clarity it provides. When you're not constantly surrounded by other people's opinions, expectations, or schedules, you have the freedom to focus on what truly interests you. This is the perfect time to ask yourself, what have I always wanted to learn? What activities spark my curiosity? Maybe you've always wanted to learn to play the guitar, bake intricate desserts, paint landscapes, or code a website. Or perhaps you're drawn to something more abstract, like creative writing, photography, or gardening. Solitude allows you to explore these interests at your own pace, without external pressures to perform or prove yourself. The act of learning or engaging in a hobby itself is profoundly rewarding. When you dedicate time to improving a skill, you're not just mastering the skill, you're also building discipline, patience, and resilience. Each time you practice, you're investing in yourself, laying a foundation for personal growth. And the progress you make, however small, is a source of pride and motivation. For instance, the first time you strum a coherent chord on a guitar or successfully complete a piece of embroidery, you experience a sense of achievement that validates your effort. These small victories accumulate over time, boosting your confidence and self-esteem. Hobbies and skills also give structure to your days, turning what might otherwise feel like an empty stretch of time into something purposeful. When you set aside time each day to work on a hobby, you create a routine that adds meaning and direction to your life. This routine becomes especially valuable in periods of solitude because it anchors you, providing a sense of stability and continuity. It's something to look forward to each day, a reminder that you are actively creating and contributing to your own growth. Moreover, skills and hobbies have a therapeutic quality. They allow you to focus your mind and channel your emotions into something constructive. For example, painting or writing can help you process feelings, while physical hobbies like woodworking or cooking engage your body and mind in a way that relieves stress. These activities provide a sense of flow state where you are so immersed in what you're doing that time seems to disappear. In these moments, you feel truly present, free from the anxieties and worries that often accompany solitude. Finally, the skills and hobbies you develop during times of solitude can enrich your life far beyond the present moment. They become part of who you are, adding depth and dimension to your identity. They can also serve as bridges to future connections. For instance, a love of photography might lead you to join a photography club, or mastering a language might allow you to connect with people from different cultures. Even if you remain alone for a time, these pursuits remind you that you're capable of creating beauty, meaning, and joy in your own life. They are a testament to your ability to thrive independently and turn solitude into an opportunity for growth and fulfillment. Strengthening your relationship with yourself is one of the most profound and transformative aspects of being alone. In solitude, you have the rare opportunity to turn inward and truly get to know who you are without the noise and distractions of the outside world. This relationship, the one you have with yourself, is the foundation for every other connection you will ever form. If you don't respect, nurture, and care for yourself, it becomes difficult to build meaningful and healthy relationships with others. Solitude is not just a time for reflection, it is an opportunity to actively work on becoming your own greatest ally. The first step in strengthening your relationship with yourself is learning to treat yourself with respect and compassion. Often we are harsher on ourselves than we would ever be with someone else. Negative self-talk, feelings of inadequacy, and self-criticism can dominate our internal dialogue, especially when we are alone. But this is exactly the time to challenge those patterns. Begin by noticing how you speak to yourself. Are your thoughts kind, encouraging, and constructive, or do they tear you down? Once you become aware of these patterns, you can begin to replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes, that growth is a process, and that you deserve the same understanding you would offer to a friend. Setting boundaries is another crucial element of developing a strong relationship with yourself. While we often think of boundaries as something we set with others, they are just as important in our relationship with ourselves. Boundaries with yourself might include committing to healthy habits, limiting behaviors that drain your energy or self-worth, and saying no to things that don't align with your values. For example, you might set a boundary to limit mindless scrolling on social media, ensuring that your time alone is spent on activities that nourish you rather than leaving you feeling empty or unfulfilled. Taking care of your physical and emotional needs is another important aspect of self-respect. Solitude offers you the time to check in with yourself and ask, what do I need right now? This might mean eating nourishing food, getting regular exercise, or creating a sleep routine that allows you to rest fully. It might also mean journaling, meditating, or exploring creative outlets that help you process your emotions. These acts of self-care are not indulgent, they are essential. They send a clear message to yourself that you are worth the time and effort it takes to feel whole and well. Strengthening your relationship with yourself also means embracing your individuality. Solitude is an opportunity to explore who you are, independent of societal expectations or the influence of others. What do you enjoy? What makes you unique? What values matter most to you? These are questions that only you can answer. And the more you understand about yourself, the more confidently you can navigate the world. This process of self-discovery often leads to a deeper sense of authenticity, a feeling of being true to who you are. Practicing mindfulness and gratitude while being alone can transform solitude from a state of emptiness into a deeply enriching and fulfilling experience. In a world where we are often encouraged to seek constant stimulation, mindfulness and gratitude offer an alternative path, one that invites us to slow down, be present, and appreciate the richness of life as it is. When you are alone, the absence of distractions and external demands creates the perfect environment to cultivate these practices, turning what might initially feel like loneliness into a profound opportunity for connection with yourself and the world around you. Mindfulness begins with the simple yet powerful act of paying attention to the present moment. It's about noticing what's happening right now, without judgment or resistance. When you're alone, it's easy for your mind to drift into worries about the future or regrets about the past. But mindfulness invites you to come back to the here and now, grounding yourself in your immediate experience. This could mean focusing on the sensation of your breath as it moves in and out of your body, observing the sounds around you, or simply noticing the thoughts and emotions that arise without trying to push them away. Practicing mindfulness during solitude can help you develop a deeper awareness of yourself. When you sit quietly and observe your thoughts and feelings, you begin to understand them more clearly. You might notice patterns, recurring worries, fears, or sources of joy that you hadn't been fully conscious of before. This self-awareness is invaluable. It allows you to respond to your inner world with greater compassion and understanding rather than reacting impulsively or being overwhelmed by your emotions. Over time, mindfulness can create a sense of inner peace, even in moments of solitude that might otherwise feel difficult. Gratitude complements mindfulness by shifting your focus toward the positive aspects of your life. It's easy to take things for granted or to dwell on what's missing, especially when you're feeling alone. But gratitude encourages you to notice and appreciate the things you do have, no matter how small they might seem. This could be as simple as feeling the warmth of sunlight on your skin, savoring the taste of a meal, or acknowledging the privilege of having time to yourself. When you practice gratitude consistently, it rewires your brain to see the world through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. Solitude offers a unique opportunity to deepen your gratitude practice because it gives you the time and space to reflect. You can start by keeping a gratitude journal, writing down a few things each day that you're thankful for. As you do this, you may find yourself becoming more attuned to the beauty and blessings in your life, even during periods of solitude. Gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you see that being alone is not a lack, but a gift, a chance to connect with yourself and the world in meaningful ways. Together, mindfulness and gratitude create a powerful synergy. Mindfulness keeps you present, fully engaged with your current experience, while gratitude helps you see the value and beauty in that experience. Practicing these habits during solitude doesn't just make the time more bearable, it can make it deeply transformative. You begin to see solitude not as a void, but as a space for growth, reflection, and appreciation. In this way, mindfulness and gratitude turn being alone into an opportunity to nurture your inner world and strengthen your connection to the present moment. Reconnecting with nature. While being alone can be one of the most healing and transformative experiences available to you. In the rush of daily life, we often become disconnected from the natural world, even though it remains a constant presence around us. Solitude provides the perfect opportunity to step away from the noise of modern existence and immerse yourself in the rhythms, beauty, and wisdom of nature. This connection is not only restorative, but also grounding, reminding you of your place in a larger, interconnected system of life. Spending time in nature while alone allows you to experience its wonders on a deeply personal level. Without the distractions of conversation or the pressure to entertain others, you can fully absorb your surroundings. The rustling of leaves in the wind, the chirping of birds, the scent of fresh earth after rain, these small details often go unnoticed in the chaos of everyday life. When you're alone in nature, however, these sensations take center stage, drawing you into the present moment. This heightened awareness fosters mindfulness, allowing you to let go of worries about the past or future and simply exist in harmony with your environment. Being in nature also has a profound calming effect on the mind and body. Numerous studies have shown that spending time in natural settings reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and enhances overall well-being. The simple act of walking through a forest, sitting by a river, or gazing at the stars can soothe your nervous system and create a sense of peace. This is especially important during periods of solitude, as feelings of loneliness or anxiety can sometimes arise. Nature offers a sense of companionship without the need for words, reminding you that you are never truly alone. In solitude, nature becomes a space for introspection and reflection. Surrounded by its vastness, you may find it easier to gain perspective on your own life. The cycles of nature, day turning into night, seasons changing, plants growing and withering, serve as powerful reminders of the impermanence and resilience of life. These natural rhythms can help you come to terms with your own challenges, showing you that change is a constant and that renewal is always possible. When you watch a sunrise or witness a tree standing tall despite the storms it has weathered, you're reminded of your own strength and capacity to endure. Reconnecting with nature also inspires creativity and a sense of wonder. Alone in the quiet of a natural setting, your mind has the freedom to wander and dream. You might find yourself sketching the patterns of leaves, writing about the feeling of wind on your skin, or simply marveling at the intricacy of a spider's web. This creative energy is a reflection of the vitality that nature instills in us when we allow ourselves to engage with it fully. Additionally, being in nature teaches humility and gratitude. When you stand before a mountain, walk through an ancient forest, or look out over the vastness of the ocean, you are reminded of how small yet significant you are in the grand scheme of things. This awareness fosters a sense of gratitude not only for the beauty of the world, but also for the simple fact of being alive to witness it. Such gratitude can transform solitude from something to endure into something to cherish. Finally, reconnecting with nature while being alone nurtures a sense of purpose and interconnectedness. You begin to see yourself as part of a larger ecosystem, where every element has a role to play. This perspective can be deeply comforting during times of solitude, as it reinforces the idea that you are an integral part of the world around you. Through this connection, you can find meaning and solace, drawing strength from the enduring presence of the natural world. In conclusion, being alone is not a state to be feared, but an opportunity to be embraced. It is a chance to cultivate self-awareness, confront your inner dialogue, and pursue meaningful goals that align with your values. It allows you to explore your passions, develop new skills, and strengthen your relationship with yourself. Through mindfulness and gratitude, you can transform solitude into a space of presence and appreciation, while reconnecting with nature provides grounding and perspective. Far from being a void, solitude is a fertile ground for growth, creativity, and resilience. By learning to navigate and cherish your time alone, you empower yourself to not only thrive independently, but also bring a deeper sense of purpose and connection to every aspect of your life. Solitude, when embraced thoughtfully, becomes not an isolation, but a path to self-discovery and fulfillment.